Many thanks for joining us here on News Today. Let's start off with the very first one. And a clinical psychologist here in the Greater Accra region has actually blamed the recent murders committed by some mentally challenged persons here in the country on the country's poor mental health system. Now, according to Mr. Adove, who is also a lecturer at the psychology department of the Methodist University College, cases of such nature could have been avoided if the Mental Health Authority was given the needed financial support. I mean, he was speaking to me earlier on News Desk on the back of recent crimes committed by some mentally challenged persons here in the country.
Well, what can be done is to fix our mental health system. We need to fix it. It is pretty clear that it is in shambles. Our mental health system is in shambles, and we are not paying much attention to it. Where would you keep them? Who are those trained to keep them? Where are the medications for them to take when they present as dangerous to themselves and to other citizens? Where are the medications? Where are the professionals to take care of them? Are we training them? Are we incentivizing them? So it is not just somebody going berserk. It just underlies how totally, completely overrun our mental health system is in this country.
So what's the biggest challenge with our system here, really? What's the challenge exactly?
It's financing. That is the biggest problem, because professionals working in this field are the least motivated. There is a Mental Health Act that has been passed in 2012. What is needed to really implement the act is not available. This act envisages community mental health. So when people visit psychiatric hospitals and they are attended to and they are okay, they are followed up by community mental health nurses all over the place. What has happened to that? We are not averting our minds to one of the most important contributors to global health burden. That is mental health.
Away from that, let's talk security now, and let's turn our attention to Buugu in the northern region, where we are told that a team of security personnel have actually been dispatched to that particular town in the northern region to help beef up security there. This follows yesterday's riots. We are told over there. We are told that some persons also, we are told a few houses were torched in the incident. Let's go onto the phone lines and speak to Public Relations Officer of the Regional Police Commander, ASP Ebenezer Tete, who joins us live now over the telephone with an update on the security situation in Buugu this afternoon. So, ASP, good afternoon and many thanks for your time. So, what's the situation now in Buugu as we speak?
Calm.
Yes, if you can hear me, I'm asking of the security situation at Buugu as we speak.
I said the situation is calm.
Okay, so earlier we were told of some chaos last night, and quite a number of houses we were also told had been torched, had been burned down. Over 25 of them we were told had been burned down by some persons. Do we, for instance, have any idea who these persons were? Obviously, it is related to this raging conflict in that particular town. But has any arrest, for instance, been made?
We have not made any arrest. The identity of the assailants are also not known.
What is the police doing to ensure security in Buugu?
As we speak now, the personnel from the anti-terrorism unit have just arrived at the Northern Regional Police Department.
Sorry, but we can hardly hear you. If you could speak up a bit for us, sir.
As we speak now,
okay,
we have men from the anti-terrorism unit at the police headquarters here in Tamale. They've just arrived. They'll be transported to Buugu in the next few minutes. But the men on the ground, the operational men on the ground, are doing all that they can to ensure that the situation has been escalated.
We're told that some persons actually died in this process. We're told yesterday the report was that 2 persons sustained gunshot injuries. Now this morning we were also told that 1 person had actually died. How true are these reports you are receiving?
Yes, it is true. We have 2 persons sustaining gunshot wounds. One 72-year-old man and then another 22-year-old man. They have both been transferred to the Baptist Medical Center at Buugu, where they are receiving medical treatment. Yes, 1 person was trapped in an inferno, and he died as a result of that.
The team from Accra that we were told was on its way to Tamale. Have they arrived, and what additional efforts are they bringing to the table now?
Exactly. As we are speaking now, they are the headquarters. We are transporting them to the area to beef up the numbers there.
Okay, right. Many thanks for that update. ASP Ebenezer Tete, he's actually the Public Relations Officer of the Northern Regional Police Command. He joined us with some updates on that particular security situation in Buugu in the Northern Region. Away from the Northern Region, let's turn our attention to the Ashanti region. And this time round to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where we are told that 2 students of that school are wanted by the university's security over their alleged involvement in recent riots leading to the stabbing of 2 persons in that particular school. John Tay has more.
Late afternoon yesterday, university authorities declared them wanted, precisely the Dean of Students, Dr. Kofi Owusu-Daku. And these students are Michael Ofori-Buugu, also known as Cyborg, a final year student reading English, and Nat Mensah, a 3rd-year agribusiness management student. So these are the 2 students who have been declared wanted so far. And indeed, when I went to the campus yesterday, I could see notices of them pasted on various notice boards in the halls of residence on campus. So everywhere you go, at every vantage point on campus, you would see their faces there. And so far, Michael Ofori-Buugu, who is affiliated to Unity Hall, has turned himself in. So I can say and confirm indeed that he passed the whole night at the campus security yesterday. And for his colleagues at Unity Hall, that was a big worry for them. So quite a number of them, numbering about 30, marched to the campus security to protest his detention. But campus security would hear none of it, only to say that they are only following orders from above. I just made some checks a while ago, and I've been given to understand that the head of campus security is now interrogating him. So it's safe to say that he's still in the grips of campus security. But the other guy, Nathaniel Mensah, the 3rd-year agribusiness management student, is still on the run. We don't know his whereabouts. He is affiliated to University Hall Katanga.
Do we know whether this gentleman who is on the run has actually been reported to the police, or the university just wants to handle this internally?
Yes, for now, this is part of their internal investigations, but I'm also given to understand that the police is also handling the issue. But it's safe to say that this is an internal investigation.
Okay.
As we mentioned, this is being carried out by the company.
Now, do we know the conditions of these 2 students who were stabbed early on when this whole riots broke out? Yes,
yesterday in my interaction with the president of the KNUST Students Representative Council, Isaac Boachi-Nyamiche, he made me understand that these students are recuperating. They are responding effectively to treatment, and it's safe to say that they are in a safe condition now. And he also tells me that the university management is preparing them for counseling in the few days to come. So it's safe to say that in the next 2 or 3 days, they would be discharged.
Now, police in the Buugu region have put a death toll of persons who actually died in that accident at Kintampo at 61, contrary to reports suggesting that the numbers had risen to 71. ASP Christopher Teria is the Public Relations Officer of the Buugu Regional Police Command.
The police have undertaken their inventory and everything is right with us here. On record, we have 61 persons who died.
61, did you say?
61. And then we have 25 survivors who are in a serious critical condition.
But the information the police is giving us now seems to contradict the earlier information we had gotten from health officials who were attending to these persons. They tell us that 71 people have actually died, and the police is saying 61. I mean, why the disparity?
Yeah, you may find out, but on the police record is 61. 61. And then we have 25 survivors, but they are in serious condition, and 6 of them have been referred to Confanoche, and then 6 others to Techima Holy Family.
So does the police, for instance, know that of the 6 that were referred to the Confanoche Teaching Hospital, 1 more has passed on?
Well, they were transferred yesterday, so
yes,
I don't know.
Information we are getting this morning suggests that 1 more has actually died.
Okay, the Kumasi people would give us the information.
Okay, but for now, this is the official figure the police has, 61 dead.
Yeah, 61.
And this is as of which time?
Pardon?
As of which time was this record given?
It was yesterday at about 3 o'clock in the evening.
3 p.m., Thursday evening?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's now head to Parliament, where we are told that the Defence and Interior Committee of Parliament has extended the window of opportunity for Ghanaians to make input into the controversial interception of postal packets and telecommunications messaging bill. Now, the bill, which when passed into law, will give the National Security and other security agencies the right to intercept packages and telephone conversations which they deem as a threat to national security, has met opposition from the majority of Ghanaians and some civil society groups as well. Now, the timing allowed for public input was also heavily criticized, with many describing the 5-day period as too short. But let's go on to the phone lines now and speak to parliamentary correspondent Elton Bobe, who is live in Parliament and has a lot more on this particular one for us now. So, Elton, let's talk about this period of extension we are being told. How long is it, and really, when does it take effect?
With granted persons who want to add on to the bill before it is put before the consideration of Parliament. So, civil society groups, Ghanaians who want to enrich the bill will now have 2 more weeks to bring such proposals before the bill will be taken to the second reading for the consideration of Parliament. But what also emerged on the floor of Parliament, so when the chairman of the committee, Fritz Bafo, announced the extension of time, some members, especially on the Defence Committee, expressed their happiness with the fact that as of now they are yet to be given the memorandum accompanying the bill. So for them, they don't even know what the bill entails, and they will not be in a better position to contribute effectively when the bill is discussed at the committee level. Now, Bafo in his response told the members that because they want to get input from the civil society groups and other Ghanaians to add on to the bill, they want to have a comprehensive document that will come before members so that they can effectively contribute to the debate. Unclear when that will be done, but I'm told that somewhere next week a committee will meet to kickstart the process to getting this done within Parliament.
So, Elton, what more has been happening in Parliament? We're told that we're told Hannah Tete was supposed to be in Parliament earlier today. Has she been in Parliament, and what has she been saying?
Well, she's in Parliament, but why she's here, the House has yet to get to that particular point. Now, she's here to brief members on the factors that went into the government decision to accept the 2 Guantanamo Bay detainees who are currently housed in Ghana at least for the next 2 years. Now, government position is that this decision was taken purely on humanitarian grounds. The minority at a news conference this week raised several issues regarding this particular arrangement between government of Ghana and the United States of America. Now, among the issues that the minority will hope to get answers to is whether government entered into a written agreement with the U.S. before this particular issue, took place. And if there is a written agreement, what is government doing to bring it before Parliament for the ratification? But the briefing itself will be done in camera, which means that members of the public and the Parliamentary Press Corps will not have the opportunity to sit in and listen in. But immediately after she's done, we hope to get information from members who will be listening in and to tell us whether all the questions they had were answered.
Many thanks for that update, Elton Brobe. And Elton Brobe is a parliamentary correspondent. He brought us a lot more updates from happenings in Parliament today. We are taking a break here on News Today. Return shortly with some more news. Don't go away. Many thanks for staying with us here on News Today. To some more stories now, in Ghana and the United States of America have jointly signed a Security Governance Initiative Action Plan in a bid to strengthen border and cyber security. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Hannah Tete says the joint agreement will help build stronger institutions in the areas of cyber, border and maritime security.
The $65 million sponsorship package is a roadmap for successful partnership under the Security Governance Initiative, a step the Foreign Affairs Minister Hannah Tete says will help Ghana and other 5 selected African countries build stronger institutions to counter emerging and existing security threats on the African continent.
As a country, as one of the 6, based on the areas that we have identified, we will have support to build capacity in these areas, to be able to deal with the overlaps that exist between ministries, departments and agencies in terms of their overlapping mandates, to ensure streamlining where necessary, reform of our legislation where necessary, with the view, as I have already said, of making sure that we have a more efficient system of administration. It is our belief that as we go through the process of implementing this program, we will come out with stronger institutions that are more robust, that are more competent, and that will help to give us the protection that we want to meet the emerging threats that we have identified in these particular areas.
U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Robert Jackson, who signed the action plan on behalf of the United States government, assured of his country's support. Ambassador Jackson said the U.S. will begin developing Security Governance Initiative activities to support efforts in the 3 areas of focus.
Following the signing today, we will begin developing the activities in each of the 3 areas to support Ghana's development of its maritime security, of its border security, and of its new cyber policy and efforts to combat cybercrime. This agreement is an important part of the Security Governance Initiative approach to improving governance and to supporting the government of Ghana's ability to more efficiently and effectively provide security and justice to all of its citizens and all those resident in Ghana.
Away from that, and Pressure Group Occupy Ghana has given government a 10-day ultimatum for detailed responses to questions in relation to the Interconnect Clearinghouse. Now, they're also suggesting that the presidency sets up an independent body to investigate the license issuance process against the background of the allegations put out by Imani Ghana. Let's get on to the phone lines now and speak to my colleague Matilda Promega, who has a lot more on this. So, Matilda, tell us much more about these demands by Occupy Ghana.
Ghana, since somewhere February 2015, requested from the National Committee.
Matilda, can you speak up a bit? We can hardly hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, according to Occupy Ghana, since 2015, all efforts to get the National Communications Authority to respond to questions regarding Interconnect Clearinghouse has not been successful. Just somewhere last week, they also reminded the National Communications Authority to come forward with questions with regard, because this process over period hasn't been forthcoming. And so recently when we heard that it has awarded it to Afriwave. So this is what they are raising concern. For now, they are asking that the National Communications Authority, they're giving them 1 week, that 10 days ultimatum to respond to some of their questions. And the questions, some of them, they are asking for minutes in all related meetings and discussions, which involves the ministry, its deputy ministers, and all other agencies as well. They're also asking for details of all public and stakeholder consultation meetings that has been carried out over the period prior to the adoption of the ICH policy. And they are also demanding details public and stakeholder consultation meetings that has carried out over the period, and also implementation in relation to the awarding of this contract that has been awarded to Atani. So these are the concerns that they occupy that.
Well, Matilda from Biggest Line has just dropped there, but she was telling us much more about those demands by pressure group Occupy Ghana to government, and apparently they are giving government a 10-day ultimatum to respond to certain questions they have about the Interconnect Clearing House. You're still watching news today here on Joy News. We return shortly with some business when John Omwako joins you.
And now, time for business. And Barclays Bank says it is taking advantage of various technological innovations to facilitate banking processes and make it easier for customers. The bank has, in this light, created a Nesta Square model branch with a 24-hour self-service, an iPad account opening system, and a more interactive banking system to help customers receive the best of care. Consumer Banking Director of the bank, Simankowa Shakhima, spoke to Joy Business.
Over the years, you'll be familiar with the fact that Barclays introduced the first ATM in the world. I mean, because we've been in existence for many, many years. I think that was the first step. But now, with new technologies coming in, we've been able to invest into, mobile banking platforms. So you're able to do all your transactions on mobile. We've introduced, internet banking, which you can do your banking on the internet. And on the back of that, we've introduced services like bill payments. So we're able to do your payments, on those platforms without having to come into the branch. And even when you come into the branch, we're able to onboard you and migrate you onto those platforms so that the customers can be able to use those services outside banking hours, at the convenience of their homes, workplaces, and so on. But we've taken it a step further in the sense that we've introduced an app. So there's an app which you can download. Irrespective of whether you're using Android, iOS, you're able to download an app and do your banking, on your smartphone and on tablets.
And also prices of cocoa on the international market are now expected to pick up above the $3,000 mark. This follows weeks of price decline attributed to a pickup in shipment in December last year. The fear of a production shortfall is, however, pushing up prices. More in this Business Desk report.
After rising through 2015, cocoa prices went down more than 15% at the beginning of 2016. This was as a result of increase in supplies. However, an unexpected delay in the dry season here in West Africa has caused market watchers to revise prospects for the 2016 crop season, pushing prices up. Global banking and financial company Commerce Bank last week, for instance, warned that hopes of a recovery for Ghana's 2015 poor output was fading. It warned that production in Ghana would most likely not reach last year's output of 750,000 because of the extended dry spell. The latest development, although not exciting for international buyers, may somewhat be a good one for Ghana, where declining prices were expected to impact negatively on the economy. The commodity is currently trading at $2,894 a ton on the international market.
And that will be it for business. My name is John Kojo Amwaku. But for more, you can join me just exactly 1 o'clock on the marketplace for more.
this afternoon. My name is Kwabena Chenche Henebot. Remember, there's no more news when you visit myjoyonline.com. John Amako comes up next with the marketplace. Have a great weekend.